Welcome back to Paul's Tech News. The final week of November 2025 is upon us, my friends, and in a normal year, we'd spend this week parting out Black Friday PC shopping lists to gobble up the seasonal savings, whilst also preparing to gobble up some Thanksgiving dinner, at least here in the US. Presumably people in other parts of the world will eat on Thursday too, though. But 2025 is not a normal year, nor have we had many of those at all in the past decade. But the point is that while I will be baking some pies this week, I won't be trying to tell any of my viewers that it's a great time to build a PC, because it's not, since any somewhat okay sales, like $30 off a 9800X 3D CPU, are laughably inadequate when contrasted with memory kits that cost more than double what they were just a month or two ago, SSDs that are creeping steadily upwards as well, and the prospect of GPUs, truly the poster children for overpriced PC hardware, joining that trend soon as well. Brought to you by AI, of course. So no, I will not be giving thanks this week for the mess that the PC hardware market has become. I'll be taking thanks and saying you're welcome for this week's tech news.
Excellent!
Today's video is brought to you by Thermaltake's View 600TG full tower chassis, featuring 4 tempered glass panels that provide an unobstructed view of your PC and support for massive 420mm radiators for AIO or custom cooling. Available in 5 distinct and unique colorways, including Future Dusk, the View 600TG also supports hidden connector and eATX motherboards and includes an anti-sag GPU bracket and rotatable PCIe slots, as well as easily removable ventilation panels and plenty of room for cable management and added storage. There's an optional 6-inch LCD add-on too. For more on the View 600TG from Thermaltake, click the sponsor link in the video description. There was a time in the distant past when Black Friday used to mean something, a day of wanton materialism when the best sales of the year would wholly justify the hours spent waiting in long checkout lines, feverishly searching for mall parking spots, or trampling other store patrons who dared to position themselves in front of you. And while the past decade plus has seen us transition to slightly less tramply Black Friday celebrations thanks to online shopping, this sacred holiday has long been threatened by external forces, always overshadowed by Thanksgiving, of course, and continuously diluted by retailers treating the entire week as Black Friday week, or the entire month of November as Black Friday month. But this year, at least in the PC gaming world, Black Friday has truly lost all meaning, with the overall cost of new gaming PC hardware being significantly higher than it was in the summer and early fall, which is the opposite of a sale, and indeed the opposite of Black Friday, which basically makes it the opposite of Christmas. Sure, you can get $30 off a 9800X 3D, but a reasonable 32GB DDR5 6000 memory kit now costs well above $200, to say nothing of what you'll need to pay for a higher capacity 64GB or 96GB setup. It's well established at this point that the catalyst for these price hikes is AI demand, and indeed this week began with further reports from another big memory maker, the biggest actually, Samsung, that server memory prices will be increasing by 30 to 60%. And the AI-generated Grinch will go beyond just plucking our PC memory modules from our stockings. There are in fact lots of devices that need memory, and smartphones and notebooks are not the least of those. TrendForce now estimates reduced global production in 2026 for these devices, resulting in higher consumer pricing due to increased demand and the passing on of bill of materials costs. And while I'd love to just have a cold pint and wait for all of this to blow over, market research firm Counterpoint doesn't expect a downswing anytime soon. In fact, they predict a further 20% increase in early 2026 per EE Times, with the only silver lining being talk of at least some suppliers, specifically Samsung and SK Hynix and Micron, pushing to increase production. Good plan, guys. The reason memory makers are hesitant to boost output, though, is because they're worried that AI is a bubble, and they don't want to overproduce in case that bubble pops. From a consumer standpoint, though, it would be great if the AI bubble popped, come what may, because that would presumably reduce AI data center demand for memory modules, because it turns out GPUs also have memory, aka VRAM, and the aforementioned memory shortage is now rumored to cause GPU prices to go up again. And I just can't shake the feeling that we've been through all this before. Gosh, wouldn't it be nice if we could just build gaming PCs to have fun with instead of having to gauge supply chain constraints and estimate global macroeconomic trends while planning our next upgrade? Here are the indications that they're running out of VRAM though. AMD apparently already raised prices for the GPU plus VRAM packages they sell to board partners back in October, but there's another price hike coming soon if rumors from the board channel's forums are accurate. They claim VRAM pricing is going up by 30%, and this has been further corroborated by a post from Power Color recommending that you buy a GPU now, or before the end of the year at least, if you don't want to pay more due to these increases. Sadly, but somewhat predictably, the lower-end video cards in the stack that cater to budget gamers will likely be the first to suffer, if this report by Korean media outlet Hank Young is true. It claims that companies like Nvidia and AMD are reportedly considering discontinuing mid to low-priced gaming graphics cards where memory costs account for a large portion of total costs, since AMD and Nvidia would rather pair up the VRAM they can source with more expensive GPUs that fetch higher profit margins. But now our thoughts turn to tech briefs, which seemed the best place to insert this sub-segment, AI-generated tech briefs. But perhaps I should rethink that name since I actually never use an LLM to generate my tech news scripts. I am still one of those dinosaurs who prefers to use words that I thought up all by myself. Windows 11 though, it sucks, not just because of ads or forced Microsoft accounts or general enshittification, but genuinely because of issues that never would have gotten past QA back in Jerry's day, like regular Microsoft 365 outages or a Tuesday patch that crashed gaming performance that Nvidia had to hotfix. But perhaps Microsoft has had some introspection after the recent backlash to them claiming Windows would be an agentic OS, which no one asked for, and maybe they even regret AI vibe coding vital components of the most popular consumer OS in the world, as a support article Thursday admits to problems with the Start menu, Search, System Settings, Taskbar, and Explorer, which is pretty much the whole operating system. Speaking of tech giants who should do better, Google apparently switched on AI email monitoring for many Gmail users recently, and call me crazy, but I'd prefer to be asked for consent before any of my work is used for the benefit of another business or entity. Disabling this means opting out of smart features, so Google won't do things like adding your flight details to your calendar from an airline booking confirmation anymore, which was convenient, but those features seemed to work even without this broad AI email tracking consent that they have foisted upon so many Gmail users recently, so it seems Gmail has made itself worse for those who don't want Gemini to read all their emails. But at least Google isn't replacing you with a robot. That's what Amazon plans to do, per the New York Times, at least for more than 600,000 upcoming jobs that Amazon predicts it would have otherwise employed humans for by 2033. Robots will handle those tasks instead, says leaked internal strategy documents, and Amazon's automation team expects the company can avoid hiring more than 160,000 people in the United States it would otherwise need by 2027. Using robots will save Amazon roughly 30 cents per package they pick, and no doubt those AI-generated savings for Amazon will be passed along to the consumer, totally making up for every AI-related thing we've had cause to complain about so far. Alright, I am now sick of AI, as I imagine you might be too, so let's move on to things that are at least only tangentially related. AMD's FSR4 Redstone is their latest AI-enhanced upscaling platform. Damn, machine learning enhanced, we'll call it that instead. But it's launching on November 10th, and much like Nvidia has done with their DLSS naming scheme, FSR now includes a suite of ML-powered gaming technologies: FSR upscaling, FSR frame generation, FSR ray regeneration, and FSR radiance caching. They've also done away with the name FidelityFX Super Resolution, which was a mouthful, going with just FSR now, kind of like how Kentucky Fried Chicken is now just KFC, I suppose. We'll be able to provide more analysis on whether FSR is finger-licking good or just more fake frames, fake rays, and fake upscaling sometime after December 10th. We're all probably familiar with the limitations of the 12V 2x6 or 12VH power connector at this point, specifically its tendency to melt itself and/or the GPU it's plugged into. But what if one could pump even more power than the 600 watts it's rated for through those 12 little pins? How about 800 watts? Well, now you can select RTX 5090 owners thanks to the debut of the unapologetically penis-shaped ASUS ROG Matrix RTX 5090, whose XOC BIOS can be flashed onto other 5090s, as long as they have 3 fan headers and an owner who's willing to play fast and loose with a $2,500 plus video card. At least a few Overclock.net forum members meet those criteria and saw 300 MHz plus clock speed boosts and new high scores in 3D Mark runs after grabbing the VBIOS from Tech PowerUp. I'm not sure whether these results are impressive or just foolhardy, but I'd say that if even WCCF Tech is warning against trying this mod, you're best viewing from the sidelines as well. Attempting to move on from the generally bad news that AI has brought to us lately, I just want to say that while I can't give everyone a new gaming PC, I am doing what I can to put a silver lining on the somewhat disheartening end to 2025 with my holiday build series. It kicked off in spectacular fashion last month with the scariest gaming PC ever that triggered arachnophobes everywhere. The giveaway for that PC is ended, the system was prepped and shipped to the winner who has received it this week, and now the November build is live as well. A glorious crossover PC gaming and workstation build in the Corsair Air 5400 case has been assembled, powered by the 9950X3D CPU and a PowerColor Hellhound RX 9070 XT video card, and sporting a monstrous 96GB DDR5 6000 memory kit that is pretty much worth its weight in gold now. The giveaway for this system is currently open for viewers in the US and Canada, and there's another build coming the first week of December that will also be given away to help support our Extra Life charity livestream that takes place December 6th, where Kyle and I will debase ourselves and see how much our gaming skills have deteriorated since last year. So check out the full build video, join us for the live stream if you can, and consider donating as it is an excellent, excellent cause. But there you have it guys, tech news for the week, and if you liked it, click that like button or leave me a comment down below. While you're down there, all of the articles I talked about today are linked in the video's description if you're interested, and you can check out my store at paulshardware.net for high quality merchandise, t-shirts, hoodies, beer sets, and more. Subscribing to my channel is always a good call too. Thanks again everyone, cheers, and we'll see you next week.